Alright, so game number 2 should be coming up, and this is gonna be a home map for Team TBD. Pretty much aka F2s. So let's see, and it's gonna be played on Medit. And let's see how the game is gonna be played by them, and what are the god picks going to be. So it seems like we're gonna be starting and we're here with Scotty. He's gonna be playing on the flank, and he's going for the woods early on and going for the picks. Otherwise he doesn't really want any kind of delay in the food gathering, which makes sense, and he doesn't really want to spend the wood for the storehouse, which makes sense. And he's going for the dock up here. We can't really see if it's gonna be nice fish in there, but let's see. And it's gonna be Gold Lion in the pocket playing as Oranos. Might not really be all that ideal. I think he would have been rather on the flank, but maybe he can do so go for some kind of fast titan, as we have seen earlier from him on the Mediterranean. So let's see if he's going to be going for that. So far, pretty much standard build order. I think he should have gone for the chickens though, to fatten up the pigs a bit more. As for the Atlantean, you don't have to build a storehouse. So I think it would have been better to go for the chickens. That would have been more efficient. But he doesn't really want to do that, and I think he's gonna be fine with the pigs as well. And from player on the flank, we're gonna be actually a bit different thing, as he is going for the hunt, as he does have the faster food gathering from the aurochs nearby his base. So it does make sense, but it did cost him this storehouse, and yeah, definitely this villager is quite low on health, so also the downtime to kill it, it's not really all that ideal on medits, because you really want to up fast, so because it's quite aggressive on the water early, so you want to have the boats early to contest with your opponents. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, it's gonna be Bon Abdullah playing as the Gaia, and he's gonna be playing on the flank, and he's going for the chickens, as it seems, as I thought is pretty much efficient. And it seems like he gave away his trees, his first ones. So far, standard build order going on. Nothing too extraordinary. I think this is not really the best idea. Though he will need to get some pigs anyways. Because these chickens will be running out. So I guess it's nice to go into a second food source early, so you don't have any kind of downtime. So I guess it makes sense. So it's gonna be Bon Adrian playing as Hades in the pocket. And he's gonna be quite happy with that, I think. Because the pocket position will make him able to boom quite nicely. And that's definitely something that the Hades wants to be doing as the defensive god, so pretty good for him. And for the last player we're going to be having a look at, and that's going to be Bon Ahmed playing as Zeus this time around, and it seems like he got the Gaia trees in there. Quite nicely protected gold, though there is a way through, however quite small. He might put a wall in here to make it even more safe, but I guess he will be fine with the buildings as well right now. This filly should be praying up here, because he's pretty out in the open here, as he is right now realizing. No, he's sending it to probably make a second dock. Let's have a look at the dock for Scotty that he plays, and it's definitely quite nice fish, as there are 3 spots quite nearby. I guess these are a bit further, but for the one dock spot I think this is pretty nicely placed. So he got pretty lucky on that. There's a bit of a hidden storehouse in there, we can't really see it. Interesting here. Alright, so let's see what's gonna be the advances coming up. Hanex for player coming up, Athena, Prometheus for a Gold Lion, Athena for Scotty as well. Hanex and Athena going up for red. For green, same thing. And Oceanus for pink. which is, I think, the standard pick for Gaia on this map. You don't really want to go Leto, as the Carnivora can be quite influential on the water. And don't forget that these servants can be quite nice as well. It can heal up the boats. And yeah, it can definitely do some damage as well, though not really all that much. I must say, really anybody on the water should be fine. As long as it can take damage, it's pretty much fine. Sentinels on the Gaia, that's definitely a very nice idea. Very good idea. And the Minotaur here in here as well. Because Gaia will have to build Raxus in order to defend herself on the land, and she's pretty vulnerable when added to early land pressure. So yeah, that was definitely quite a nice idea and quite aggressive. It seems like bonaire is going quite aggressive, so they should definitely be careful of fighting in the dock range. And they are gonna be punished for it right now by the shockwave, so they are gonna stay in the dock range a little bit longer, and they are getting outnumbered, as it seems, quite heavily so far. But that doesn't necessarily have to mean trouble. Is there any kind of land aggression going on here by... Seems like player is aiming to do so, with at least the Minotaur in there. Not much more there. And a bit of a 1v1 here between Bonamet and Skadi. And it seems to be going kind of equalish so far, with both of them having 2 docks. Seems like red is slightly outnumbering. No, they actually have the same amount of boats. Or not, no. Red is slightly outnumbering, as it seems quite in the sweet spot for the Carnivora. Though right now it's gonna be dying. It's gonna be doing a bit more damage to the boats of Gold Lion. Any kind of technologies being researched? So far not. Yeah, and yellow is definitely not getting pushed off fish, but he is definitely in quite tough position. Yeah, but the restoration should change that around, which is being countered by the other restorations, so not really all that much done here. And here were actually 1 or 2 restorations cast. It seems both of them were cast. But the numbers should be going for Team TBD, and the water on this side... Well, it's not yet won. Let's not say it should go for TBDs. They do have the upper hand right about now. And these boats should definitely be fighting. Why are they doing nothing? That's really a waste. They could definitely be contributing in this fight, and that would be quite influential, I'm thinking, because the numbers would be a bit more equal. No second CCs going up so far, except for Gold Lion, who has this one almost finished. And the scout is near it as well, so Bonadrian should be knowing that there is a TC being finished. They was probably here for some kind of underworld passage for a bit later. And he will have to escape with it now if he doesn't want to lose it. Maybe put it in here or something like that. And maybe he's gonna let it die. It seems like he might be letting it die. Another Carnivora being cast, and it seems like Team bonaire is actually pushing back Team TBDs at least a bit. And that might be because Gold Lion is investing in the land so severely, with the third TC coming in as well, which, don't get me wrong, it's a good move to be booming with that. It's a good move, but it will definitely set you back on the water at least a bit, since you won't be able to produce as many boats. At least I'm thinking. Yeah, he's pretty low on the economy in there. So yeah, that definitely will cost him a bit of the water. But maybe he will be able to come back from that, because they're fighting under the docks and they're defending quite nicely so far. And what is Scotty doing with the boats? Let's see. Anyways, in the meantime, it seems like Bonamet took the front TC for himself up here. And he was quite successful at that, as Scotty wasn't really paying attention. Or maybe he was. He just doesn't have the units to really contest it. Bit of raiding here going on. Definitely not a bad idea. Back TC here being finished. Or being built rather, for Bon Abdullah. And it seems like green and red just started. And that's gonna be third for red actually. Not second, but third. Pretty good. And the TCs do appear to be in water range. So it's quite important for the players to win the water on this map. That would be quite influential. And so far it seems like Goldline is taking full advantage of his pocket position, with the third TC being in there already and going for quite heavily booming. And it seems like Team TBD actually, or maybe not, did they give up on the water for now? It sucks that I can't really see players' boats. That makes it hard. What's going on here? Okay, so player actually took the front TC for himself as well. And while Pink was trying to take his front, it's gonna be denied. Even though the Carnivora did try to help out quite nicely. Bit of Philly fighting here going on. Now Scotty actually finished with his front TC there as well, and his back one as well, so that's gonna be free for him. And it's pretty good that he actually managed to finish his front one. Because, well, actually it seems like Red didn't really have that much army prepared just yet, so he couldn't really have denied it all that much. And now, especially with the help from Gold Lion, this CC is definitely not going for Pink, even though he does have quite a nice army already. It will just not be going for Pink just yet. Heroic Age is coming up now. Still not. What is that Greek upgrade actually? I don't know an upgrade called Pure Sign. Maybe someone in the chat knows. I've never heard of that upgrade. And I probably know what it does, but I don't really know the name, so... Okay, so actually the TC is gonna be stolen by player here. And with the army here by Gold Lion, and a few units by himself as well, he's gonna be successful at that. I'm pretty sure he will. Interesting that we don't really see an heroic age coming up just yet. Quite heavy walling here going on. Not really sure why he's preparing so much on the walling. He probably just wants to make sure that he isn't getting raided. But the units on this side are through. Yeah, these are not protected at all. The TC is quite close. So he should be escaping. But yeah, that is gonna cost him something. At least a downtime, but maybe 1 or 2 villies. If he is lucky, he can maybe pick off this one as well. Ooh, that's gonna be close. And he's barely not gonna be able to take it. Walling here coming on for a pink as well. Yeah, this filly is gonna die, and the wall is not gonna be coming up just yet. What's the wall going on? here, just the buildings. Not really a wall, but the buildings will do fine as well, I'm guessing. And this Philly this Philly is gonna die as well, unfortunately for them. And these units in the back are gonna be free underworld passage a bit later, wherever they want pretty much. And a 4TC Zeus here by player is gonna be quite scary a bit later on. Though Apollo is right now coming in for bonaire. And does he have any kind of vision in the back? He does have to pick, but that's not enough to cast it. Ah, here. He actually does have an Oracle in the back, so he can cast it if he wants. But I expect him to go for a Mythic first, probably. Ooh, abuse this. There is like 2 Villies, or actually just this one. Right now 2, Villies almost dead. He could have sniped that one off. It's on 1 hit point, so... yeah, that would have been a pretty sweet move if he did that, but he's not going to be doing that. And the Heroic Age here. And he's going to be going for the birds. Not for the behemoths. I think behemoths are actually quite good against Greeks, so... would have been a pretty nice move as well. As it would have given him stronger Archai. And also, Greek has quite... a quite difficult time dealing with the behemoths, because they don't really have that many heroes if you mass up on the behemoths. And since he won water, he's gonna have the food economy for that. He's gonna have the food economy to support the behemoths, so that would have actually been a better idea, I think. As these birds usually die quite fast. And Vortex being cast by Gold Lion. Trying to get rid of the TC by bonaire. And these Phillies are gonna have to be running. Yeah, this TC is probably gonna be going down. He should be, with the Torma, maybe go after them, but he doesn't want to do that apparently. And Chaos casts where? Where was it actually cast? Oh, here, and it took the birds with it, so that was a pretty good Chaos for Team TBDs. Mythic already there. Yeah, that makes sense because of the Vortex, so... maybe the Titan is going in for Gold Lion once again. So let's see if that's gonna be the plan for him. In the meantime, on the other side, not really much going on. Hephaestus for yellow, as it seems. Alright, so I had to drink a bit. My mouth was getting quite dry. So yeah, let's see. It seems like Pink is able to hold himself for the time being, at least. But the 2 versus 4 TC Greek is gonna be quite hard for the guy a bit later. Quite good implode here. Let's see how much damage that's gonna be doing to the buildings, but at least it will get rid of all the army for player, quite sure. Yeah, they can run, but they should be sucked in either way if they were in casting range earlier. Maybe they weren't. They actually weren't in casting range, so it seems like player actually got away just in time. And the Titan is going to be a reality for a Gold Lion. Not really as fast as I've seen before from him, but 18 minutes, so it's going to be quite influential. I don't really see siege boats just yet, though. And so player really doesn't have that much army left, unfortunately for him. So that was quite successful implode, I guess. But I don't think, even with the green assistance here, that they will be getting rid of this TC anytime soon. Unless they get some siege boats in. And A5 is right now coming in, which might mean that there is gonna be some kind of underworld passage anytime soon. And Gold Line is quite nicely prepared for that, as it seems, with the units quite close. So even if the underworld passage is gonna be coming in, I'm pretty sure that this Titan Gate will be quite nicely protected, as Gold Line was prepared. He's sending the units away now though, and that's because the Titan is already up pretty much. So he is pretty much safe to go away. In the meantime, not really much has changed on this side. Not much at all. Yeah, right now the siege boats are gonna be a reality for green. Yeah, that is gonna mean that this TC is gonna be gone. Quite surely. Even with all the hammer ships in here, that's not gonna be in time. TC will already be gone, probably. Especially with the reinforcements coming in. And that's gonna be a pretty big problem for a player. As he is dealing with the 1v2 in here. And he's just gonna be under 3 TCs. So it's pretty much gonna be 5 versus 3 TCs. So that will prove to be pretty hard for him, I think. Especially since he has to make so many siege himself. Or rather boats to contest. Which will mean that he doesn't really have all that much army here on the land to defend himself. So pretty tough position on him. In the meantime, a bit of a transport was made here by Teal. And that was definitely a good move. Definitely quite nice idea. And with the palace, they are going to be disrupting the trade. And with the towers also coming up, that's going to be pretty nice for Team TBD. Definitely good, nice idea for them. And still here is not really changing much. Titan going this side, and the TC is going to be coming back up, as it seems. And where did players' boats go? I see some green boats there. I wonder where players' boats are. Maybe he deleted them or something like that. Yeah, and because of the difference in upgrades here, the battle is slowly going for yellow. And seems like resigns are already gonna be coming in for Team Bonaire. And that's gonna be GG of game number 2. And well, that's gonna be GG again. And that's gonna be putting Team TBD at 2-0. So let's have a quick look at the post game. Quite nice KD era versus 4 TC Zeus. Yeah, and Bonadrian was definitely getting pressured quite heavily with the vortex and the transport ship and that kind of stuff. So he definitely wasn't really giving an easy time, even though he was pocket. Military units were actually quite equal, as it seems. Alright, GG then.